Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be ranking all 10 May 2023 movies I saw ranked in a tier list. I finally came time to do this, and yeah, let's just get straight into it. Starting off with a big one, we have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Now for me, I think this movie is going on the awesome tier. I absolutely loved my time with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I think this movie was a great send-off to the Guardians, and I think the cast did really well on this movie. I think James Gunn did a great job directing, and the story told in this movie was very deep and heartfelt about Rocket, but I'm not going to get into too much spoilers. I loved the gang back together again. That was great, and yeah, I just had a fun time with Guardians of the Galaxy, and I think it's one of my favourite movies of the year, for sure. Then we have a movie called Big George Foreman. Now for me, this is going on the very good tier. Now if you don't know about my content, some of the content that I post, I absolutely love the sport of boxing. I've always loved the sport of boxing, and George Foreman has been, probably a great boxer for me. I've always loved watching his fights, but this movie I really think worked. I really had a fun time with Big George Foreman. I think the actor who played Big George Foreman, Chris Davis, I think he did extremely well. And I also think that Lawrence Gillard Jr. did well. And I also think that Sullivan Jones, who played Muhammad Ali, did really well as well. And George Tillman Jr., who directed it, has directed some good movies for me. The Hey You Give, The Longest Ride, Men of Honor, Faster, Notorious, Soul Food. And yeah, I really did enjoy Big George Foreman. I definitely recommend you check it out. Next up, we got a biggie, Fast X. I think for me, very good tier. I really do enjoy my time on the Fast X. I think it is a really enjoyable film. I'm not gonna lie. I had a fun time with Fast X. I think the cast was great. I'm not gonna say anything. Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, Tyrese Gibson, Ludacris, John Cena, Natalie Amell, Georgiana Brewster, Sung Kang, Jason Momoa, Scott Eastwood, Daniela Melchior, Ellen Richardson, Helen Mirren, Brie Larson, Jason Statham, Charlize Theron, Rita Moreno. Whew. That was the cast. And it's directed by Louis Leterrier, who I think is a fantastic director, who has directed films such as Now You See Me, The Incredible Hulk, Fast X, Clash of the Titans, The Transporter, Grimsby, and Transporter 2. I think he did really well with Fast X for me personally, with the directing, and yeah. Next up, The Little Mermaid. I think this movie, for me, is going on the very good tier. I really did enjoy my time with The Little Mermaid. I think it was a very good movie. Even though I'm not like a huge fan of like these live action Disney movies, never probably will, unfortunately. But I had a fun time with this movie. It was a very good movie. Halle Bailey, did amazing as Ariel. I think Jonah King, who played Prince Eric, did great. Dave Diggs as Sebastian did great. Awkwafina as Scuttle did great. Jacob Tremblay did great as Flounder, and directed by Rob Marshall, who has directed Pirates of the Caribbean, On the Stranger Tides. Yeah. Enjoyable film. A really enjoyable film. Next up, we got Sisu. Now, Sisu for me is going on the good tier. I had a good time with Sisu, I'm not gonna lie. I think Sisu was a great movie. A good movie. I think Jorma Taloma, Eskel Herney, Jack Dolanan did a great job in this movie, and directed by Jamari Hendler, who has directed directed Big Game, with. And yeah, I thought Sisu was a good movie. It was enjoyable. I had a fun time with it. Nice little action-packed film. Yeah, just an enjoyable film. I liked the cast. The cast was good. And yeah, it was just an enjoyable film that I had a fun time with, and I definitely recommend you check it out because it is a blast. And yeah, that's really all what I got to say about it. And next up we have The Covenant. Now, for me, this movie is going on the good tier. I had a good time with The Covenant. It was a good movie. I think the cast was really good. I liked the cast of The Covenant. I think the cast worked really well in The Covenant. You got Jake Gyllenhaal in here. And yeah, I just think, because also Guy Ritchie directed it, and I think Guy Ritchie did amazing directing the film. And it's basically like this, it's film set in Afghanistan during the war. And yeah, has a great cast. Directed by Guy Ritchie, like I said, who is a fantastic director. And yeah, I just had a fun time with The Covenant, and I definitely recommend you check it out. It's just a blast, and a really enjoyable film that I definitely recommend you check out. Next up for me, we have the movie called The Mother. Now, for me, it's going on the mat here. Yeah, this movie really had nothing towards it. I don't even remember what happened in this film. All I know is that Jennifer Lopez is in here, and directed by Nicky Caro, who directed Mulan, the live-action version. I really know nothing about this film that I remember. Hopefully it was good, but I can't remember. All I can say is I liked the action. The action was good. And yeah, a meh Netflix movie that didn't really work for me, unfortunately, but I wished it did, because it did have a good cast and a good story to tell, but that I remember of, but it just didn't really work. And next up, we have a movie called Paint. For me, another meh tier. So Paint is kind of like a Bob Ross kind of film, but it's Carl Nagel. And directed by Brett McAdams, who has directed. What has he directed? So this is his first big film, and yeah, it was fine. No, it wasn't. It wasn't that great. Owen Wilson's in here. I mean, you gotta love Owen Wilson. He did good, as always. And yeah, I just enjoyed this film. What I keep on saying, I enjoyed this film. It wasn't that good. Yeah, just didn't really work for me. The story could have worked a bit better. Yeah, that's all what I really got to say about this film. I wouldn't say you recommend it. I wouldn't recommend it. And then we have White Men Can't Jump. Bad tier. I wasn't a huge fan of this film. I never was. And when it was announced, I was like, why are you just ripping off a classic comedy film with Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes? And these two leads did not that great compared to, well, you know, the original. So you got a bloody Jack Harlow, the singer. Then you got Cinqua Walls, who I have no idea what he's been in. And then, yeah, it's directed by Climatic. What the hell is Climatic? He's directed another movie that I saw this year called House Party. Yeah, which I thought was okay or good, I can't remember. And this movie was just not good. The jokes didn't work, the movie wasn't that great, and yeah. And then lastly, very unfortunately to put it this low, it's called Fool's Paradise. Now for me, this movie is going on the bad tier. It really did have potential because has a great cast. It has Charlie Day, Ken Jeong, Kate Beckinsale, Adrian Brody, Jason Sudeikis, Ray Liotta, Jason Bateman, and directed by Charlie Day. Who this is Charlie Day's first film that he directed. And I think he did good directing. But the movie was just bad. It wasn't enjoyable. The movie was just... yeah, it wasn't enjoyable. The jokes didn't work. The movie was just bland. Yeah, there's really nothing about this film that worked for me, unfortunately. But yeah, that's really about it for me, unfortunately. But yeah, Fool's Paradise, not a good film. I wouldn't recommend it. Now I'm just going to get into my ranking. So in last place, we have at number 10 is Fool's Paradise. Again, not that great. Could have worked a bit better, but yeah, it wasn't that enjoyable. 9 is White Men Can't Jump. Again, not that enjoyable. It really could have worked, but it wasn't that great. 8 is Paint. It was meh. It wasn't, enjoyable. 7, The Mother. Can't remember this film, but Jennifer Lopez was, you gotta love Jennifer Lopez. 6 is The Covenant. I enjoyed this film. Guy Ritchie, Jake Gyllenhaal, I'm in. 5 is Sisu. Great action, a good movie, and I definitely recommend it. 4 is The Little Mermaid. Yeah, enjoyable. It was fine, and 3, Fast X. Enjoyable, better than Fast 9, or F9, whatever you call it. 2 is Big George Foreman. I'm a huge boxing fan, so of course I'm going to put this at number 2, and high up on this list. But my favourite movie from May is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to my channel, be a massive help. Thanks for watching. Take care. Peace.